Hey there, it's Colin Fett, your agent, with your April 2019 market update. Every month I come to you with stats on what the market's doing, a little bit of advice if you're buying, advice if you're selling, and kind of some key things to look out for. So we'll jump right into it. So the first number I like to go over is new listings. So what I'm talking about is the Ames market. So for the month of April, we had 106 new listings. This is actually up 35 listings from what last year's April was. So we're seeing a lot more activity of properties coming on the market. Partially, obviously, weather. We had a little bit longer winter coming into February and even into March. And now it's really nice, besides the rain. It's been really nice weather. So I think that's caused a lot more properties come on the market. If you're in the buying position, this basically means that you have more opportunity to have a wider selection. So the advantage of that is more properties to choose from. Obviously, if you're in a seller position, there's a little bit more to compete with, but at the same time, which we'll get to in a second, the turnover of properties, the sell rate is good, so it's strong. So we're sitting at 194 closed properties for the year. This is about the same as it was last year, same as it was 2 years ago. So we're seeing a pretty steady market as far as market activity goes. So that's a positive. 84 pending transactions this past month. That's basically exactly the same as it was last year. So we're seeing about the same activity as we did last year. I know in previous videos with the interest rates a little bit higher at the beginning of the year, there was maybe some concern that this year would be slower than last year, but we're seeing about the same activity level, but a little bit higher price. And we've seen an inflation in price. 160 year-to-date units closed. So again, about the same as what it was last year. So all these numbers, the good thing is that market's pretty steady and we're seeing about the same as what we saw last year. Average sale price, again, just slightly higher than what it was last year. The lower 200s was what it was last year, I believe, 205. So we're seeing an average obviously can be a little bit skewed month to month, just because if there is a lot of lower prices that sold. So I like to look at an average over, the whole year, but for the sake of what we're doing here, last year or this year is a little bit higher than last year. And then lastly, the average days on market. So this is actually up slightly from last year. 63 was our average days on market for the month of April for 2018. We're at 82 days. Again, this number could be skewed. There's obviously pockets, anything between 175 and 250, even up to 300, are moving pretty quick if they're priced right. They look good, and there's plenty of buyers for those properties. Obviously, we've got some lower end properties, some higher end properties that aren't moving as quick, and so that number's kind of thrown off a bit by that. Lastly is the absorption rate. So every month I talk about the absorption rate. This basically means if there were no new listings that came on the market, how many months it would take to liquidate all the listings on the market. So sitting at 1 month, you're in a seller's market. At 10 months or more, you're in a buyer's market, basically meaning seller's market. You hear those terminologies. Seller's market means that the seller maybe has a little bit more advantage, a little more negotiating power. Buyer's market, obviously the opposite. The property's been sitting on the market forever. The buyer can ask for whatever they want. The seller just wants to get out of it. So we're sitting at 3.6 months. Still a bit more of a seller's market than even what we saw earlier in the year. We were at a neutral market, which is kind of right in the middle. Average, the absorption rate was right around 5 months in January. So anyway, kind of in a recap, April has turned out to be another great month for the real estate market. Like I said, if you're buying, the plus is that there are more opportunities, more options out there because more properties are coming to the market. The tricky side is that we've seen a lot of properties sell very quick with multiple offers. And so if you are buying, we have to be competitive with offers and put our best foot forward from the get-go, and obviously being pre-approved and having all of the finances in line. If you're selling, really key to make sure we're on the market at the right price right away, because there are a lot of buyers in the market. And if you don't get the price right away, get too high, then you might end up sitting on the market for a bit. And then obviously that causes a little bit of a price decrease. So, and then obviously being ready when you're on the market and so on and so forth. So if you're looking to buy, looking to sell, love to help you. If you know anyone in the market, would love to help them as well. As always, I'm here to be a resource for you. So if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out, and I'd love to answer them for you. Thanks, and have a good day.